This is episode 116 of the Zero Check Podcast. My name is Mike. I'm the GM around here, and I got my best friends on the line with me. What's up, guys?
Yep.
Yo, Mike.
Hype. All my ear pals right here on one screen.
They're not your ear pals, friend.
Not my.
I'm not your ear friend guy. Oh my God, we're barely.
Not your ear guy, pal.
There we go. Oh, listeners, we're happy to be here with you.
What's up, Ear Chief? Did you have something to say?
So Bill tells this story about losing his earbuds, like 4 times. Yeah, that's our friend Bill. Lost his earbuds a couple times, bought new ones. Now he's got a bunch of earbuds. And somebody said, well, they maybe weren't exactly your buds, but they're more like your maybe they're your ear acquaintances instead of your buds, since you lose them. And then someone said, no, they're your ear pals. And now all you have to do to make Brad laugh is go ear pals. And that's it. So
I think that's a lost marketing. There's something there.
Yeah. There's something. We've hit upon something.
Get out there and trademark it.
Yeah.
I think that fucking Airbud dog missed out on a golden opportunity too. Like,
Airbud, not a golden opportunity.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's right.
Airbud,
Earbud.
You know, Bill, if you used an iPhone, you would have been able to find those earbuds.
That's right. Find my ear pal.
No.
Yeah, but I'm not a communist.
You text Bill, you get those green bubbles in the text.
I'm not a communist, Brad, so I won't use an iPhone.
Yeah.
Fellas, it's good to see you. I've got an agenda in front of me. It is a very good agenda, and it is an agenda with 3 items on it.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm tired of you telling us how your agendas are going to be before you even read them.
Sorry.
The hubris to speak that way of your own agenda.
I'm sorry, your pals. Let me tell you what's on here. Fellas, we're wrapping up the B Team adventures tonight. You guys came, you saw, you adventured, and I thought we did a good job of getting B Team kind of into the plot. The B Team guys are, they're viable backups at this point. If something happened, I could see Velcro, Cormack, Calvaris.
Why did you start with Velcro? Why did you start with Velcro being the backup that was going to come in, Mike?
I could just see it. And Noggles. I could see it all. I could just see it, I think Velcro has got a quality to them. They all do. We're going to do that. We're going to transition back to playing the A-Team characters tonight. And we're just going to kind of, we're going to kind of feel like this is one of those games where, I have a decent idea of what we're going to do. But the truth is, I don't know what you guys are going to do, especially when you get back in control of the A-Team guys, But anyway, what's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Well,
excited for this.
Yeah, excited to play some Pathfinder and get back and see what Og and crew have been up to. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah. Well, it's been about a year between the killing of the beast and today in today's continuity in the game. So I need to know what's happened facial hair wise with the guys. That's the best way to make it obvious that time has passed for a character is to talk about their facial hair. I guess it's a male character thing, unless I don't know. Maybe
you said it's about a year since the beast died, so it's about the time that we would have the festival and the remembrance of the beast. Are we getting ready for that? Maybe
Fort Trand strong,
Yeah, Fort Trand. That's right.
Everyone's got Fort Trand strong t-shirts. Look at Brad. He's still laughing about ear pals over there. He is. Look at him. All right, fellas. So
it's the Beast by Drei.
Beast by Drei.
Beast by Drei.
Brad, how long you been sitting on that?
I just came to me. Sorry.
Okay.
I hope I edit this podcast, so I'm leaving that entire laughing segment in.
Beast by Drei.
All right. Oh, God. Whatever. Okay, so really the B team did 2 things, right? The B team, they handled the Jathal dagger situation, and they handled the Jodkavkin Temple of the Elk situation. And really what I want to do I think, is I want to rejoin the party here at Temple of the Elk. Jod is there. Tristan, Skeleton Tristan is there. Jod and Tristan have agreed and are committed to remaining at Temple of the Elk to become the guardians of the Temple of the Elk.
Yeah, a 4th level druid will be really handy to guard that temple.
Right. Yeah. Well,
That's wild.
right. Yeah. It's, it's funny because when I created this, and for those of you at home that are following in the module, you know that some of the stuff beneath the Temple of the Elk that we've done today.
They were there. They were there when you read it live for the first time.
Right. I was like, oh yeah, Jod is apparently, according to this 4th level druid. That's interesting. And so, he used to be. He's not anymore. Maybe he's a 1st level druid. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you think through this stuff. I had this image of Jod in my mind that was informed kind of by his character art and stuff. And when I read that he was a 4th level druid, I was like, oh yeah. Right, I did read that once, in 2019 or whenever I started reading this.
He does look like a burned out accountant.
He does. In any event, you guys are here. These guys have agreed to stay here. And I need to know what B Team does at this point.
Well, what was our mission was to come and investigate, or find Jod and investigate. So I think we've done all of that stuff. If we're committed to having Jod stay here with Tristan, maybe we need to bring Jod back to Olegton, have him grab his stuff and bring him back on the way. Like, did that work map wise? Like, is that too far out of the way? Like, or have him, or is he just ready to stay here and like, here's your home now?
Well, I mean, I guess that's a good point. Jod, I was kind of speaking a little bit off the cuff last time, but Jod asked to be provisioned here in a few weeks. But the truth is, he probably needs stuff now. So, I mean, Jod will stay at Temple of the Elk if you want to go and ride to Oleg's trade post, get him what he needs, and bring it back to Temple of the Elk on your way back to Fort Trand. Or, Jod will go with you. It's really
Velcro is willing to stay here with Tristan. He's got a lot of questions. He wants to really talk about what he can learn about Saren Ray from Tristan. So Velcro is more than happy for Jod he'll stay here with Tristan if there's a concern about that. But,
as this conversation takes place and that idea is communicated, Tristan, for the first time, Velcro, you notice that Tristan does appear to see a fellow worshiper in you, and that Tristan does appear to be a little bit more engaged around the divine energy that you provide as well.
Yeah, we're gonna go set and highlight passages in the holy text with each other. It's gonna be a good time.
You guys are gonna compare notes.
We are, yeah.
So then, B Team minus Velcro, but with Jod in tow, you make for Olegton. And after a couple of days of uneventful travel, you get there. As far as Tristan and Velcro goes, I do think that the two guys kind of are there together, are worshiping together. And I'm going to need you to add that blazing blade spell to your spell list, Velcro.
All right.
That Tristan casted. Let me take a look at this for you. This comes out of the companion guide. This is a special spell that was added to Kingmaker. Blazing Blade. This is a 2nd level spell. It is on the divine and primal spell lists. It is a 2-action cast. A scimitar-shaped beam of fiery light springs from your free hand. While the spell lasts, you can use a single action, which has the attack and concentrate traits, to burn your foes with the blazing blade. When you do, make a spell attack roll. On a success, the blazing blade deals a d6 of fire damage plus a d6 of good damage, which I think we're updating to spirit damage, plus your spell casting ability modifier. On a critical success, it deals double the usual damage. You can heighten this thing to 4th level. The fire damage increases to 2d6 when you do that. And you also can do a d6 of persistent good damage on a crit. You can heighten this at 6th, and you can heighten this at 8th, and those die levels go up predictably. So this is a good spell. But this is something that Sirio could cast too if he and Tristan ever build a rapport. Or perhaps Velcro could teach it to Sirio someday, because it's a primal spell as well. But it looks like Tristan also has a special 4th level spell as well that goes on the divine spell list.
Oh.
Interesting. Now you got you're too low level to cast this. Mm-hmm. But maybe he's got some ancient text or something that describes this spell to Velcro. Do you want to hear about it?
I do.
This one is called Dawnflower's Light. Oh, the Dawnflower. Oh my gosh, Velcro. Maybe Velcro will become the Dawnflower's Light someday after Ogjulinus Tompton dies. Yeah, let's see here. No reaction from anyone on that, huh? Og's not dying.
I mean, we are approaching like a division of 30.
That's true. That's true. My God, episode 120 is when Og will have been the longest character. Okay. Dawnflower's Light. This is a divine or an occult spell. This is a 4th level spell. It's got a range of touch. The target here is one unattended non-magical object of 1 bulk or less. So like, a weapon or something else. Can sustain this up to 1 minute. The effect here is the object glows with soft golden light that lays bare the truth, reveals hidden objects, and shines supernatural light on false orders. The object casts bright light in a 60-foot radius and dim light for the next 60 feet. Within the area of bright light, perception checks to locate hidden objects, including secret doors, but not traps, will saves to resist visual illusions, and will saves to resist effects placed by evil creatures that inflict the controlled condition all gain a +2 status bonus. So basically, perception checks for all that horse shit all get a +2 status bonus. This light suppresses magical darkness of your Dawnflower's Light spell's level or lower. So magical darkness of 4th level or lower. Finally, the supernatural light created by this spell is similar to sunlight, and while it can't damage creatures normally harmed by sunlight, it does make them uncomfortable, so that they suffer a -2 status penalty to saves versus fear effects while in the area of bright light. This can be heightened to 7th and 9th levels. So Velcro, this tech, if you will, gets described to you by Tristan as well. And should you ever unlock 4th level spells on Velcro, the Dawnflower's Light will be available to you as well.
Sweet. That's badass. That's like a fucking, almost sunlight cast, right? It dispels darkness, all sorts of cool stuff. That's really neat.
It's a souped up light spell.
Yeah.
That gives all these bonuses to perception checks and stuff. And really, if you would indulge me, I'm going to share with you Tristan's other character art that he has. And I believe that this art depicts him casting that spell.
Oh, yeah.
And for those of you at home, I'm looking at page 68 of the companion guide.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty wild.
Tristan in his non-Skeletor form.
He still has a body.
Yeah, that's right. This is Tristan. He's in his garb. He's got his book hanging off, and he's holding up what's got to be just some sort of sigil or divine artifact of Saren Ray. And he's just burning the hell out of some undead creatures with it. So
it's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah, Tristan's a cool character. I like him. I think we've got. I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure we've got the only skeletal Tristan. So
it's too bad that bears aren't affected by flashlights.
Yeah.
Would be great.
He could have knocked the top hat off that bear.
Bright lights.
But look, man. Otherwise, Donnie, the days that it takes for the B team and Jod to get back and forth from Olegton, they go pretty uneventful. There's no weather issues. Nobody really comes or goes. This Temple of the Elk is very secluded. But as you and Tristan spend time together, he doesn't get any more lucid. He's not super great company. You're able to engage with him, the holy text and stuff like that. But you begin to have shared dreams and visions with skeletal Tristan. And through those shared dreams, perhaps there's some divine intervention from the Dawnflower, from Saren Ray. You begin to understand what might have happened beneath the Temple of the Elk, why there is this aqueduct that's been installed underneath the shrine to Erastil. Why it's so wrong. Erastil followers would never do this. The Urtifen from down below, through some kind of dispersion of energy, corrupted these followers of Erastil and inspired them to begin digging down into the temple. Because by digging down, you can connect a channel to the Darklands. That's what's going on.
Wow.
That's what happened. So these followers were misled by this evil energy from below and tricked into creating this erosion system that would send water going down this cave, hopefully in a way that would open up this path to the Darklands, so the Urtifen can flow out into the Stolen Lands. Of course, a generation ago, Boken and Marsh and Horst and Horst. Oh, and fucking Nugra.
Right. I couldn't think of his name.
Nugra. They thwarted this plan, and we now know that Marsh Groning detonated bombs made by Chuck Groning, Mitchell's father, down there and closed it all up. And you believe now that you have found, maybe you don't know that part, but you found where someone caved in this cave system.
All right. Well, he'll certainly the next time he sees the group, he'll share that with whomever, except for Jod. He's not going to share that with Jod because Jod didn't bother to share his visions and dreams until we were already at the temple. So he's going to leave him out of the loop on that one.
Sure.
Just so he knows how it feels. But yeah, he'll share that and to kind of stress the importance that we need to, we've got to keep, 2 guards is not enough. We gotta get somebody to handle and take care of this and make it safe.
Yeah. Well, let's remind our listeners who the Urtifen are. These are these crazy, horrifying creatures with clear skin. You can see their bones and their organs underneath their clear skin. They have these horrifying roca swords, and they're very dangerous.
I feel like you're judging them by the clearness of their skin, Mike.
Well, it's objectively creepy to see their blood flowing through their veins.
That would be weird. That would be a little off-putting.
It would be a little off-putting, but Party, you're able to get back and forth to Olegton without any kind of issues. And once you're there at Olegton, what do you do?
Yeah, so kind of on the journey from Temple of the Elk back up to Olegton, Cormack's got a couple things. First, he's writing down the account, similar to the dagger story. He's doing the same thing with this. I mean, there's a lot of first person, experiences and what is it? It's verbose. It's pages and pages and pages of stuff of this encounter in very solid detail. The other thing is the arm, Jod's arm. It's starting to get a little ripe because this is 2-3 days after the fact. Yeah, so it's starting to get a little ripe, and he's gonna try to, because Jod's with us, right?
Yeah.
He's going to try to lie to Jod and say that, this is, I tried to fix your arm and get it reattached, but he's trying to conceal that he's eventually wanting to turn this into an alchemist familiar.
Oh.
That's fucked up.
That's great.
I love it. It's like Thing from Addams Family.
Exactly.
Oh,
and
awesome.
yeah, Cormack he's trying to dabble into this dark medicine thing. It's not really a skill, but he's rolling with it.
Well, I will tell you this. The DC on this isn't going to be super high because Jod doesn't seem, in Jod's mind, the arm has been lost in pursuit of his new purpose in life. He has no regrets. He feels okay. And it just is what it is. And so, have you ever been to the dentist and a tooth gets pulled and then they just kind of take the tooth and you're like, well, what do you you're not concerned about it for some reason? Is that just me?
But what if you knew
what did they do with my wisdom teeth?
What if you knew what your
what if you knew me out? I was unconscious.
Yeah. What if you knew what your teeth looked like and then one day you saw it walk by?
Right.
Because somebody had animated it and turned it into a familiar. I would want a heads up because I don't know if I would handle that well. So that's the other that's the other side of that coin.
I had a buddy who lost a leg and he tried to see if he could keep it. He was like, it's my leg. Can I have it? And they're like, no, you can't take your leg home with you.
Yeah, that's weird.
Why not? Yeah. Why can't he have his leg?
I don't know. There was some medical law reason. I mean,
it's him. He grew it.
Right?
This is big government horse shit. Horse shit, man. That's what I'm talking about. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think we have any statutes to cover that in Shrikehaven yet.
Yeah. There's no regulations from the Department of Health. Okay. So, but Cormack is taking steps to conceal the arm, and let's have that deception roll.
All right. Oh no, that's a natural 1.
Oh goodness gracious. Well,
We're gonna have to kill Jod.
I mean, maybe Jod just calls him on his shit. It's like, dude, I know you're, I mean, like, you should get to keep the arm, but it's your game, Mike. I just don't want the arm to go away.
I don't want the arm to go away either. Oh man.
Could Noggles step in and
I tried to roll higher.
Like, I don't know.
I think that Jod, I think Jod wants the arm buried. He wants the arm interred under the ground.
So did Brad's friend with his leg.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get what you want.
You don't get what you
lost
want.
body parts.
You know what, Jod? That's just fine. And we I don't know where we're at on the trail, but yeah, Cormac will bury it right there on the spot.
Just out of spite.
And he makes this elaborate, not a tombstone, just kind of a marker, somewhere, something that you kind of marks the spot where, one might come back and find it at a later date.
Sure. The B team is weird, and I'm here for it. I love the B team.
To put the cherry on top, I asked if I can use one of his quills to make it special just for him.
He of course says yes. He's yeah.
The
B team is weird.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see Sirio again, but God, I'm gonna miss Cormac.
I'm gonna miss Cormac. I like Cormac. He's a good guy. Okay.
I think Noggles tries just to appease him, like, Cormac, we'll get you another arm.
There will be more arms.
There will be plenty of arms. And I'll look to Calvaris. I'll be like, right, Calvaris? I'm sure we can find some more arms.
We can take Jod's other arm right now and then leave him with the one we chopped off and said he lost earlier.
Oh my God. Well, what I like about, I think it might be the Treasure Vault book, or it might be the GM core, but there's, rules about crafting prosthetic arms that are everybody's useful. That might be something that Cormac or someone else could do for Jod as well. It's just, give him something that he can use instead, a hook arm or something. But I'll leave it for you guys to kind of figure that out in your minds. Sorry, did you say no?
Give him 2 left arms.
So it's not going to happen.
God. You get Jod back to the Temple of the Elk.
No arms.
Jod and skeletal Tristan, hug awkwardly, and they begin their lives together.
They try to fist bump, and Jod's like, "Oh yeah," and switches his hands.
They try to do a left hand fist bump, and you have to switch. And you leave them there, and I assume you make for Fort Trand. Is that true?
Yeah. Let's get this report in, and
Velcro will fill in the group on the everything that he learned from the visions and what he could get from Tristan, etc.
Can I get final thoughts from? I've never seen a character have such a quick resolution of their entire character's plot arc as quickly as Velcro did. How's Velcro doing? He found Tristan. He did what he set out to do.
He's more inspired and enthused with his faith, I think, than before. So I think while he thought this was like a quest, he realizes this was just a reason to bring him here, and there's lots more to do and lots more that he can do. And he's, like I said, from his experiences here, it's really about. I mean, I think he's really going to be looking to how do we bring Sarah and Ray to the masses and bring that popularity because look what she's done here and the things that we could talk about and all those things. So, yeah.
Well, that she sent not one but 2 champions to the Temple of the Elk. I think it's pretty cool. After a few days of travel, and you got your donkey back too from Olegton. I guess we forgot about Duncan the donkey. Remember?
How could we forget?
Well, I get some pretty serious brownie points for remembering Duncan the donkey.
Duncan's got 4 limbs, just want to say.
You guys ride back into Fort Trand.
Velcro's very confused when we make a pit stop and Cormac gets out and starts digging up a
Oh yeah, that's right. Cormack gets the arm. Oh my God. God, what do you do? I don't want to talk too much. I want to know, you guys are in Fort Trand.
I mean, we've been gone for a while. I mean, I think honestly the first thing is get cleaned up.
Yeah, do we have lodgings here, or weren't we just kind of hanging out and
I think I think your per diem covers it.
Okay.
You can stay at Dundee Sundries.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go there, freshen up.
Have some drinks.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go to the bar. Who's working the bar at Dundee Sundries?
It's Jubilos Northropple.
Oh, it's Jubilos.
Then I'm not going to go there.
There's got to be another.
It's the damn proprietor. He's back in the private sector.
He's running the bar. He's back there. I feel like we need to have like a Kitchen Nightmares episode where they come in and see how Jubilos is running the joint, and he just gets yelled at the entire time, and
Bar
they
rescue.
make him cry.
Bar rescue.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jubilos would be doing good though. He's good. He's competent.
I want to see the Dave Ramsey of the Stolen Lands just come in.
What's he know about running?
Muffin.
Yeah, like what's the health code? What's the health code look like there?
It's a garnish.
Well, since you flipped Jubilos from the public sector to the private sector, there is no health code. There would have been had Jubilos stayed in power, but there's. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a Jubilos.
Og took a lot of the. Og's been, I think, having Jubilos as a private consultant coming in and helping with some of the legal work.
Jubilos is a consultant. That's his dream in life, to be a consultant. Oh, it's looking good. Oh my gosh. I just love the vibe. I love it when we're in Fort Trand. It's just my favorite fictional place in the world.
It's a good town.
Anybody else at the bar? Anybody else there we would recognize? We wouldn't recognize, but maybe, or the players wouldn't recognize, or I'm sorry, the characters wouldn't recognize, but we would recognize.
It's juggalos at the bar.
It's a juggalo bar suddenly. Like
it's a juggalo
about
bar.
8 p.m. All the normal people leave and all the fucking juggalos come in. Right?
Start serving Fago. Jubilos gives the people what they want.
It's like, I guess it's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night juggalos karaoke.
In fact, as you're there for Juggalo night, you see a hobgoblin, and he's talking to a goblin who I think you would know to be Knock Knock.
Oh,
and he's talking to some other people too.
This is Blazing Jake.
It's Blazing Jake. It's Blazing Jake. It's Knock Knock, and it's Micmac.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And they're sitting there talking.
It's the C team.
It's the C team.
Please let them start a fight with us.
It's the C team. And Jake is talking about an opportunity that he has secured for himself. I think you overhear pretty easily that he's talking about joining a group called the Embeth Travelers. Embeth, the Embeth Travelers.
Have any of us heard of that?
Roll a society check.
Let's roll.
Society, you say?
That's a 6.
It's a 12.
That's an 8 for Noggles.
18.
We don't know. There you go. Karma.
Okay. Cormack, you've heard of the Embeth Travelers. You know that they are a hunters guild. They act as guides and teachers to those who share their reverence for the natural world and its bounty. You know that the Embeth Travelers hire themselves out to governments from time to time to stamp out bandits and monsters. But mostly they're known for their expertise in tracking, hunting, and woodland survival. Now, where a juggalo fits into this, you think probably the latter, the tracking, the hunting, and the woodland survival. Have you ever seen a group of juggalos living off the land, on the outskirts of a concert, festival or something, That's like...
No, I don't go to those concerts, Mike. Hard pass.
You know that the Embeth Travelers have a reputation for fairness and compassion of common folk, and you weren't aware that the Travelers were in the Stolen Lands, but they're more regional. But I guess maybe they're kind of making inroads here.
So the Hobgoblin's kind of like not an ambassador, but maybe a recruiter.
Well, he himself hopes to become a recruit. He wants to join the Travelers. And he's talking to Knock Knock and Micmac about it. And he's trying to sell them on forming a C team, I guess, to go and apply to join the Embeth Travelers. And do you continue listening, or what do you do?
Yeah, I kind of approach and I don't think I've actually spoken with Blazing Jake before, but I kind of know who he is. And I just mentioned offhanded, if you're going to join up with these guys, you probably need to, change the color palette of your beautiful face paint. Maybe to some darker shades of green, not this black and white business.
Oh my gosh. Let's see.
I'd be happy to do that for you.
Let's see if Blazing Jake knows who Cormack O'Cannon is. Who he does. He knows that Cormack is a high up independent contractor of this government. You, the players, would notice a bit of a more wizened Blazing Jake than maybe the Blazing Jake that was found in Hargulka's lair. And he goes, guys, this guy might know what he's talking about. We could, instead of black and white face paint, we could go like a forest green and white face paint. And Knock Knock is like, then it won't show up on me at all. Micmac, meanwhile, is sort of not into this at all. Micmac works for Jathel. I mean, he's got his cush government job, right?
Yeah, Noggles is seeing this. First of all, he sees Micmac, which is like basically George Washington of the Kobolds. Like, this dude is fucking historic. But then he's sitting there and he's like, that's Blazing Jake. Like, he has his written lyrics, like, collected. Like, so Noggles walks up.
His whole catalog.
I've got it tattooed. I've got a line tattooed on my arm.
And he's like, he wants to get his autograph. And he's like, homie, whoop, whoop. Can I get your autograph? Can I get your sing? But he's like shy because Micmac's standing there too. He's like, he's like just looking between both of them, like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Oh my fanboying, right? Yeah.
It's like Violent J and George Washington are having a conversation in front of you right now. What is going on here? My goodness, they know each other.
It's a hell of a blunt rotation right there.
Where do you want to be in that one?
So Noggles, you approach this trio, and Micmac takes this as his opportunity to create a bit of a separation between them, but he regards you. It's hard for me to keep track of all this stuff, but Micmac would know who Noggles is probably as well. I mean, you guys all live together. So Micmac pays attention to you and appears willing to talk to you. Blazing Jake signs his first autograph of his life.
Fuck yes.
And gives it to you. And he's just like, he starts talking to you. And before you know it, Blazing Jake is trying to get Noggles to apply to the Embeth Travelers with him.
Oh.
He's like, we could go. A guy like you, you can make a fresh start. You can be whatever you want. You travel the world. I hear they're building a lodge not far from here, he tells you.
I'm under contract right now. Let me get out of this. When are you leaving?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't thought that far ahead, but if you give me your phone number or your address, then I will. I'll make sure you know before I go.
Yeah, I'm staying here. I'm staying here.
What's just out of curiosity, and maybe this is something we need to discover in the game, but is this like I know there's a point where we can hire out for groups to go do things for us, right? Versus us going and entering. Would this be like one of those groups? Like a mercenary group?
Is this our Blackwater?
Possibly. Yeah. The Embeth Travelers. I mean, they work for governments. Yeah. And again, you can hire them to get rid of bandits and monsters and stuff. So it could be that if you develop a relation, if the Travelers come to the Stolen Lands and build a lodge, maybe they will. Maybe you'll end up hiring Blazing Jake. I don't know. But I hope I'm not taking too many artistic liberties here, but I get the feeling Blazing Jake's not quite fitting in with the vibe of Fort Trand, but he's looking to maybe move on and join this other group. Micmac doesn't seem interested. Knock Knock doesn't seem super interested. But maybe Noggles goes. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
You're you walk into a bar, you see your hero, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to hang out? You want to join this group?" Right?
Wow, how do you, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Let me take it over. Right? Let me. I'll present.
Well, I think the drinks are flowing. You know, this is a night of revelry.
He's got a connection with the three other guys, so he's like doesn't want to.
Yeah, as it gets so late into the evening, Cormac's going to reflect on the autograph signing, and he's going to kind of fill out a nice little certificate of authenticity, a little COA, and give it to Noggles there.
Oh, is there a notary in the building?
Nice.
I mean, there's Darthropple.
Oh yeah. Did anyone say notary? And here comes Jubilost.
Oh, at one point, Velcro does see that Noggles is he's marking out over these other characters, and Velcro walks up and he's towering over these guys, and he tells them about the crowbar and the incredible significance of that crowbar and how important
is Micmac still there to hear that?
I think so.
Yeah, Micmac. Of course.
He connects a couple dots and he asks Knock Knock a little later about Elder Fulcrum is missing a crowbar from the caverns. Is that something that you want to talk about?
Oh my God, Micmac tells you that. Oh no, he stole that crowbar.
Yeah, it may have been stolen.
Calvaris is going to walk up behind Micmac in all of his glory,
that's awesome,
and explain to him how Noggles is the hero of the Temple of the Elk.
Oh yeah,
that's what Velcro was trying to do, but I think he got Noggles in trouble for stealing.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Noggles is the hero of the Temple of the Elk.
Yeah.
That little guy got lowered down twice. Yeah. That's true. And Micmac and Noggles, share a conversation too about. I mean, I don't know. What a cool night at Dundee Sundries. What a cool night.
Well, Calvaris saw that Micmac was trying to get a little salty with Noggles, and so he just kind of all 6'7" and walked up and put his hand on Micmac's head and decided to tell him how great Noggles is.
Bill, can you give us a Micmac? Remember, you were the voice of Micmac all those years ago.
Oh, that's right. It's a penguin.
I probably can't.
Go back and listen.
Yeah, I have to go back and listen to it. I can't remember.
It's like or something like that.
There it is.
There it was.
There it is. We got there.
It's
Micmac. Okay. All right, gentlemen. So the night passes. Word spreads that you guys are back in town. That next morning, a courier asks you to come to the town hall at 10 in the morning to visit with Amiri.
Calvaris is going to spend the morning polishing his armor.
Just blazing in the sun.
Yeah, similar. I think Velcro's similar. He's shining up his armor and his weapon and making him gleam.
Going to see the king.
Morning rolls around. The time rolls around. It's 10 in the morning. You find yourselves back in the gorilla room. Do it for him, it says. Krutala on the wall, busting a pose or whatever it's called. What does it mean?
I don't know what busting a pose.
Yeah, what's he doing? Breakdancing?
He's just busting a pose. He's doing a muscle. He's doing muscles.
Flexing.
He's got his arms up. Showing his biceps and his seps, both bi and tri. And you guys are in there. You're in the gorilla room. In walks Amiri, and she asks you to brief her on the Temple of the Elk.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be brief. And Cormac pulls out what appears to be a novella, like a written work.
That's awesome.
And he hands it over.
Okay, all of this, even the stuff with the visions of Erdofen and everything that Velcro
really anything
learned.
that Velcro related to the group. It's all in there.
He's very thorough.
This is Herodotus, right? He's here's what I saw and here's how I felt.
Yeah. He's a good scribe.
She, so you give this to her, and
Yes.
it's pages, right? It's long.
It's thick.
Does it have last night's bar episode in it at the very end? Kind of like an added chapter at the end?
No,
The last sentence is, and I handed this to Amiri.
Does it include when we left? How does it handle us leaving Jod up in the upper area when we kind of just
Does it have the
some
arm?
brush?
Yeah, it explains his mission in life, and what he's going to do going forward, and all the bit about skeletal Tristan
Gotcha.
and how they're bros now.
I'm someone that from time to time will get things in writing that people have written and I have to read them, and it's part of my job. And if someone handed me a big thing to read, I would be like, oh, okay, I'll go and read this. I'll let you guys know when I need to talk to you again. And I think that's kind of what she does. I think she takes up these materials and she lets you know, okay, I'll review. And, please enjoy our hospitality for the next, for
Amiri can read, right? Just kind of confirming.
She could put it down. She could put it down and say, I'll review this in detail. Why don't you just give me a high level recap? And one of us could provide a kind of a high level recap.
Oh, you want that
she sets
one.
It down.
So yeah,
can you just
back
give me
pocket?
a recap?
He pulls out a TLDR, and it's a little addendum, an appendix.
Okay.
Just so that you don't have to. I don't know how long it would take to read. I mean, it's
600 pages.
It's a volume.
So right around the time you get to the part about a pathway to the Darklands and Erdofen, her face grays a bit, and she's
Why
like,
didn't you start with this?
yeah, she's like, maybe, yeah, I could have led with this. When you finish her report, she stands up, she looks at the four of you, and she says, I need you to stay here in the gorilla room. And she turns around and she walks out the side hatch. What passes are 10 long minutes.
We all get
What do you
giddy
guys do?
because we're about to meet one of the A-team. We're all like,
Velcro wishes he'd gone to pee before the meeting.
Yeah, you're not sure if you've got time. You're not
Yeah,
quite
it's,
sure. Do you hold it or do you go
Right?
to the outhouse?
That's all he can think about now. And so he's got pee even worse.
I need to know. This could be important. Do you pee or not? You never know.
to pee or not
No,
to
he's
pee?
holding it. He's too late.
He's
He's
gonna
already
hold
in the
it.
room. He's already in the meeting. He can't leave. So yeah, he's stuck.
All right. I'm
Maybe
gonna give
you got
the-
like a canteen or something. You can just fucking fill it up real quick, tie it up, put it back in your bag.
You give me a -1 to status checks because I got to pee. And don't forget Cormack. I don't mean to rat you out here, buddy, but Cormack still got the 0 condition.
Right, he does.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I forgot to resolve that on poor Cormac. At about minute 10, Amiri walks back into the room. Accompanying her is Og, Julianus, and Tomton, and Drei Colmay,
Fuck yeah.
and Mitchell, Lucius Groning, and moments later, through the door, in the flesh, King Sirio Sertova.
Get out of
walks into the
here.
room.
With the sight of the king, Calvaris automatically stands up and drops down to one knee.
What
My
an
liege.
ass kick.
Is that what you do, man?
My liege.
Malise.
And we're going to flip this now. What happened from the A-team's perspective? I think we're going to put you guys back into your original characters right now.
Let me find that guy.
All right.
This is what happens in the intervening 10 minutes that we just talked about. Amiri walks into the town hall, and she walks straight to Drei Colmay's chambers, where Drei Colmay is. And she knocks and she asks, she doesn't know where Jathal is. So she knocks very pensively. She's not sure. I don't think Jathal's there. Is she there, Bill?
No.
I'm not sure.
No, be weird.
She's not there. Okay.
Be weird.
And she next finds Mitch Groning wherever he is. Maybe he's in his workshop. Where's he?
Workshop.
Workshop for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Og is somewhere. She tracks him down. And the king was maybe, I don't know what he was doing.
In the
I mean, you
throne
guys
room,
tell me.
doing king
But
things.
she goes one by one, and she tells you, your warden tells you, there's something you need to know. And there is another room that is attached to the gorilla room that we've talked about a little bit before. Remember, the door kind of opened and there were some couches and you guys were sitting on there. As time has gone on, this other kind of secondary couch room has really kind of become the room. The gorilla room is like, it's a little too formal. I need to know what this side hatch room that has couches and, a buffet table. What's that room called?
I don't think it should be called anything.
It's just the side room.
It's just the room, because like if that's where we're going to have like our private like conversate, like our official but casual conversations with just amongst us. I don't think it needs to be named in case anybody's trying to find it. They can't grab somebody and question them and be like, "Hey, where's the monkey room at?" or whatever.
I like
a name for it though.
I like it's the side room. It's kind of like if you think like the Senate cloakroom, right?
Yeah,
it's the kind of that's where you go and have actual kind of off the record meetings and that kind of stuff. But it's a cloakroom. But yeah, it's the side room.
It's where decisions get made that the king doesn't really need to know about.
Yeah.
Maintain that plausible deniability.
Like when I need Jason to do
advisors
something.
work it out.
Yeah.
In the side room, Amiri provides a high-level summary of what Cormack has just told her. And she says that it seems as though these contractors have happened upon the site where Boken and Nugra and Marsh and Horst detonated charges and sealed a pathway to the Darklands. And as she says this, all eyes fall, of course, to Mitch.
Because it wasn't all of them. It was just Marsh that went down there to detonate it, right? Like it was kind of.
Well, that's true. Right. Yeah. I think Horst was already dead by then. I think. I'm having trouble keeping it straight, but you're right. I think so.
I think its first question is like, did they find any remains? Like, we need to probably Miriam, I'm assuming wouldn't know that, or in the abridged version, or. Yeah,
I mean, Cormac didn't say. I mean, according to Cormac, no, it was just a Roka sword lodged in the rubble,
right?
And
he knows, and I think everyone knows that that's not Marsh's sword because he has Marsh's sword.
He somehow has Marsh's. Yeah.
And really that Roka sword, not only being like rusty and stuff, it was just kind of shoddy, right?
Yeah. It was in pretty good condition.
It didn't look like a master craftsperson made it. It didn't look like something that maybe Chuck Groening would have made, or something like that.
Mitch, he doesn't have to tell everyone at the table here, like, how serious that is. Like, I think we all understand like the threat risk that this place is. So one of the things, Mitch doesn't have any idea who these contractors are really, except through Amiri. So he's going to want to question them quite severely to see their honesty, to see if they're holding anything back. Like, did they fuck around with the gate at all? Did they dig around? Like really like put some hard questions to these guys. Like, get the absolute truth.
And Chris, I know you haven't been in the King's Head in a while. What is King Sertova's vibe on all this right now?
Yeah, a couple of things. So this is while not a portal to Pharasma's realm or whatever. I mean, this is a similar type thing within the vicinity of our fledgling kingdom.
Yeah.
And so his thought is we've got skeletal Tristan, which he saw murdered by a bear, but is a skeleton now, which is that's kind of interesting. And one-armed Jod, just that, like, in his mind, that's not enough. We need a garrison at the Temple of the Elk and also on Candlemere.
Oh yeah, because you're this Pharasma portal, you're referring to the Candlemere Island thing.
Yeah, of course. And so rather than like directing more attention at Temple of the Elk, I'm just gonna say that it's an advanced scouting deployment on the edges of our border, because Temple of the Elk we can claim that next kingdom turn, right? And Candlemere is just 2 hexes away, so that's right. That's kind of how he's gonna put it out there.
Okay. You four file into the gorilla room, and before you is a suit scale kobold or snickerdoodle kobold, a hell knight whose armor is reflecting the candlelight everywhere. It's crazy. Who's huge. An even larger orc who is just wearing, Saren Ray swag all over him. Now, I don't know if that's quite what he looks like, but that's what he looks like to me. And then Cormac O'Cannon, who I think you would know probably is associated with Boken. And these 4 guys are sitting around the table in the gorilla room, and they look to you, and Calvaris gets out of his chair and kneels.
Gotta show respect.
That's right. And Noggles looks around and is not sure if he should do the same, and starts to do it. But then you watch as Velcro puts his hand on the kobold's shoulder and says, "No, you don't need to do that."
Well, Mitch will actually kind of twitch a little bit because he didn't see him when he first walked in until his like head popped up above the table to try to stand up. It's like, oh, Jesus, the fuck is that?
The fuck is that thing?
And Calvaris goes, "My liege, I like these guys. They're fun." "My liege," he says.
So Og just walks in and immediately just falls over. He falls over himself. He's like, "Who took the notes? Who wrote the book? Because this is amazing. This is the type of thing that we need in this kingdom. This is incredible. Like this is the type of documentation and book writing we need." So look over. Yeah, he's super excited and impressed.
Well, you get your answer because the alchemist is already creating name cards for everybody and hands you one. And he goes, "Oh, that would be me."
I think it'd be funny if he was digging for his note cards and the arm fell out onto the floor.
and then out onto the table.
And then an arm falls out of the satchel onto the table.
And Og would not miss a beat. He would just be like, "Oh, so you've got an arm. Let's talk about that. What are you doing? Or what are you doing with the alchemy stuff? What's that going on? Like, what's his hand going to be?" Yeah. And yeah, he's very excited. And there's new stuff here. And
if those two are allowed to talk, Cormack will feel comfortable in a few minutes sharing that he plans to create an alchemical familiar with that arm. But I suppose this questioning from Mitch commences. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Just
Dry's going to move to the far side of the room to just.
Oh, Drei Cormack's back. Oh. Look at that. Did you see that?
Motherfuckers forgot about Drei. What's
forgot about Drei? Drei Cormack's going to move himself, but not stealthily. He's just going to go walk to the far corner of the room, and he's going to take out Chris's old silver dagger that he can't touch anymore. And he's just going to play with it while Mitch is grilling everybody.
Man, what follows over the course of the next 90 minits
and every once in a while, somebody hears, and they're like, because the pig's still in the next room.
Oh, the pig's in the side room. What follows over about the next 90 minutes is a download of information that is as detailed as we, the players, know it to be. And, Mitch, you learn really everything about this. You learn that the Temple of the Elk, the worshipers of Erastil were perverted at some point, were tricked into creating some kind of subterranean infrastructure. There was really a ruse to dig down toward this tunnel to the Darklands, to connect this pathway to the Sekimina to the surface level. And they did it. And you learn that the location where your mother sacrificed her life to close it out, to close it down, has been discovered. And it's a place you've been before. And you learn that they didn't open the dam. They left protection there. You tell me, but I would think you'd be pretty happy with what they did.
Yeah, I think Cormack will describe in great detail what he did to the device to keep the water from flowing. And Mitch will be super impressed. Like that was good thinking.
Too much detail.
Right. Yeah. Well, it can't be enough for Mitch. Like he'll start asking like, what was the diameter of the bolt that you ran through that section there?
Yeah. So it was very, very interesting times, but Drei, you also have received a report about the situation with Jathel's dagger, and that was something specifically that you had Amiri do for you.
Yeah.
And so that they left Keston Garrus beneath the sycamore with that whole situation.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, who's that?
Well, I wonder what Drei Cormack thinks of Keston Garrus.
Nothing.
Beneath nothing. Oh.
I don't think about you at all.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's going to wait till after this meeting and he's going to go find Jathel.
Sure. update her. Yeah, the fact that the dagger is, I believe the dagger is probably in your possession now, Drei. I think Amiri probably gave it to you.
Yeah.
When the party returned it to her. But yeah, I mean, agents from Keonan planted the dagger there in some attempt to attract Jaethal out of hiding, and either take her back to Keonan or kill her. You're not sure, but that Keonan reaches today for Jaethal. And that is the other revelation. So I want to close out tonight by, I guess, getting some answers from you guys on what's next. What machinations begin to occur from Shrikehaven in response to, I guess we kind of already know a little bit what you're going to do at the Temple of the Elk, but what do you do about this possible threat from Keonan?
I would like to see if a member of the other squad that we were talking to would like to go down there and just do a little looking around. Send maybe, I mean,
just a scouting party, right?
Probably Calvaris, maybe one more.
Calvaris.
I would say send Velcro, but fucking 2 8-foot dudes walking into a city, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you're doing subterfuge, Velcro's not your guy. The orc draws some attention.
Yeah, like
send Noggles. He's got super good subterfuge, diplomacy, and deception.
I would send Calvaris and Noggles down there. Calvaris would shed the Hell Knight armor for now. Just dress normal. Just carry a sword.
Okay.
Go down there, do a little spying, a little looking around.
And Noggles too.
Calvaris is trying to start his career under Jaethal, under Drei.
Okay. Calvaris goes to Keonan to begin trying to find out more about this, and Noggles with him.
Og, again, would probably offer Cormack an internship of some type, a job, a consulting, whatever, and maybe talk with Jubilos as well if he wanted to come work for him. Velcro, on the other hand, is pushing to get Saren Ray. He's trying to build up that center.
That's right. He wanted to start a church there.
He wants to build a church for Saren Ray. Yeah. So as he's building things up, he's traveling back and forth between the Temple of the Elk and comparing notes with Tristan, and of course he'll be working on that. Yeah.
Well, can I back up to Noggles real quick? Is Noggles going to go with is going to apply to the Embeth Travelers though, or
I don't think he will. That night was kind of blurry, and he was pretty excited to meet his heroes. But like these guys that he's with, these are his bros. So, I mean, it's all about family. Whoop whoop,
family, family.
So maybe they could lead a contingent of these guys.
I don't know. I guess does Calvaris need him to go along with him? Like, does
I would
he
like
need
to have somebody with me that I know.
If you need some diplomacy,
I'm very diplomatic.
Different type of diplomacy than you're used to, maybe.
My diplomacy, let me look at it, is 0.
Yeah.
Except you, Brett. If you want to
go what is Cormack? I don't think Cormack takes the job offer from Og. What does Cormack do?
Yeah, I mean, really, Cormack would hang around long enough to, once he gets that skill increase to put it into medicine. But he's traveling caravan man, so he would probably head. Fort Trand is starting to be turn into civilization. So he would, once it gets a little too civilized, he's out to the next frontier town.
All right.
Calvaris would like Cormack to keep his ears open for anything about that might lead him to discover who double-crossed him before he joined this group.
Make it
O'Magan.
Because he's out there on the front lines, traveling town to town. Nobody's going to suspect him. He's not traveling with Calvaris.
Yeah, is Cormac planning on coming back? Is he going to bring his wares back to town and check in, or is he off to his next adventure and we're never going to see him again?
No, I mean he'd come back to visit. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and Og would,
or really, since he knows to be on the lookout for this information, bring that back.
Yeah, I think Og would say if you find any books, any tomes so far undiscovered, bring those back too.
And if you run into trouble, just send a message to Fort Trand, and we'll figure out a way to come help you.
This is so bittersweet. We're kind of saying goodbye to these guys for a little while. Noggles and Calvaris going to Keonan on order of the general. Cormack hits the road, and Velcro stays in Fort Trand to proselytize. I love it.
Is that legal?
Yes. I don't know. Well, I guess you should ask yourselves that. I want to leave you guys with this. And by the way, I've had a wonderful time thinking through this stuff with you tonight. I want to leave you guys with this. A courier arrives this same day, later this afternoon, with a very official communique for King Sertova.
Shoot him.
Okay.
Don't shoot the messenger. Sorry.
Another one arrives the next day.
You know how long it's been since we've rolled for initiative with these characters, Mike?
I know. You guys are ready to go. You know, the king of Brevoy is also a Sertova, a distant cousin of yours. King Sertova of Brevoy requests a meeting with King Sertova of Shrikehaven.
Ooh.
And the meeting date and site have been proposed, and the site is the former ruins of Fort Serenko, which marks a place in between your two nations. And while you consider that, I will see you guys in episode 117.
That's a perfect place.
Good.
It's a family place. People keep to themselves. Best deal in the city.